My name is Gloria. I'm the face and voice behind Allure as Alchemy. And you're listening to Soulosophy, my podcast, which is philosophy from my soul. Today I want to cover something a little bit different. I have some topics that was already planned out, but there has been, I've been having a few chats with some of the people, and I think there's something going on in the collective in terms of energy-wise. And I look into it, and I thought that it's good to explore this together, so that we all can kind of know and compare notes, if you like, to see if everybody else is also experiencing the same thing. But in general, I found out that this is going around in many of us within the collective. And so, without further ado, here we go. This is an interesting time. We are crossing timelines more often than ever. There's an erratic movement of time zones. And it happens more frequently this year, but since the recent lunar eclipse on the 28-29 October, it becomes more apparent that uncertainty, and in many of our lives, there's some unpredictable events, some random chain of events that happen in the leading weeks, and some in cases the preceding months. And at those points in time, I think many of us felt really uncertain. We don't know why certain thing happens. And what seems to be resolved in our own personal life, that could be months ago, could be years ago, could be a cycle, could be a habit, could be a pattern, could be scenario, that we thought that it was resolved, case closed, buried, rest in peace. It came up in a different form, but similar. So it's almost like a curveball that suddenly we thought we are moving straight ahead. And for some reason, we thought that, for example, we're heading towards north. In the blink of an eye, when there's a storm, like say we're traveling on the sea, right? In the middle of like nowhere towards north, and suddenly there'll be like a bit of a storm, a bit of a choppy waters, and the fog, and one day something happened, and then we realized that we're kind of back where on land that we have just left, or we have left some time ago. And we thought it couldn't be. We've been traveling far ahead. How could we end up like back in that situation? And that dampens a lot of our spirits. And of course, most importantly, is that created a lot of challenges in our lives, especially a lot of us who have been left behind, in recent years through the different events happening around the world. I could say that with this lunar eclipse, there's a lot of there's an urgency in the cosmic to kind of like jumble up stuff. How should I say this? You see, back in April, I said that, okay, this was through the various form of knowing and channeling. I said that the universe is shuffling the cards for us, for especially those of us who have some sort of whether you call it injustice, or basically set the record straight, because a lot of things were tipped out of balance because of the recent events in recent years. So it was an exciting time that sometime in April I could feel the energy. It began in 2022 around December, but it picked up momentum in April this year, 2023. And from the 4-4 portal to the 5-5 portal, and all this has shown is on track. The universe is shuffling the cards for a lot of us to set things straight, because there's a natural order to this world, to the universe. So when manipulation through whatever manners, intentional ones, as well as the spill-on effects to other unintentional, and you tip the world upside down, it got to be set in balance at some point. It's not imaginative, it's a natural order. It's no difference like our body, right? That our own immune system will fight against any foreign bodies that is going to cause some sort of imbalance or harm to our system, and it will try to cope to expel any harmful viruses. It's just the natural way the world works. Most of the time, the resetting, so-called, will not happen because there is a reason for each planet. Each there's a form of order on each planet, each dimension, how it is established. So usually there won't be a meddling in it. It's up to us how we carry on from here. But when it's way out of balance, that's when the universe will come in and set it straight. It just can't go south any further. So when everything seems to be on track since April and May, there's progressively, you can feel in the energy. You can, when you go on social media, you go on and talk to people, everybody seems to be coping pretty alright. Some people even excel. The life pick up in a positive manner, progressively. But around, I would say, at August, yes, about August, September, I would say, September, the energy starts to be changed a little bit strange. There was an uncertainty, there was almost like a void. It's a stillness. I had a lot of stillness in everybody's life, I think. And I certainly experienced it. You didn't know what's going on. And then suddenly the lead up, just a lot of things that in October kind of, it's almost like a whirlpool, that you get nearer and nearer to the center of the whirlpool. You start feeling it and thought, this is spinning. And I think that was what happened. Coming back to where I began in this message, that we were heading, each of us, whatever our north is, and because there's a fog, in some cases there's choppy waters and whatever. Next thing we know, as it clear, etc., we're like, why are we back on not far where we left off, which we deal with at least last year or years ago or months ago? Why are we back on that spot again? So what is happening? That's why I say was crossing timelines. Time is only exists in our 3D plane for an understanding that is formed in a certain way of linear. That is no Benjamin Button. That means we're always going forward, if you know what I mean, cradle to grave. But in different dimension, as we know, if we're going to look on a overall top view, different dimension, all these are all running. It's almost like a racetrack, right? So when we exist in only lane 1, we only know lane 1. So lane 1 from point A to point B. But when we have the camera, if we like, or we take a bird's eye view, then we realize, there's actually 8 tracks. There's actually 20 tracks concurrently or side by side. That's what's happened. So all this timeline, they're crisscrossing. And we sometimes will find that we will be, we thought one moment we are on this timeline, next moment something else happened. That we seem like we're thrown back into years ago, something that we dealt with. We're thrown back to weeks ago, something that we dealt with. But we've done it. We learned the lesson. We've moved on. We evolved. But we're back on there, having to put into test again. And it is unnerving. The only way to make sense of this is understanding that this timeline is crisscrossing. There's an erraticness. And it's going to go up all the way to, and hopefully by end of this year, it will smooth out. Because when the universe is reshuffling the cards, just imagine, right? At some point in time, when you reshuffle the cards, you're going to spread out first, okay? As I say, it's to set things in order, set things in balance again. So whatever is out of balance, you're going to position. Okay, imagine a stack of shuffling cards. a stack of poker cards that we shuffle. So let's say, just imagine this so that for you to understand, right? If we have 5 piles of different demographic of people, some doing well, most of us are not. So this tip the balance is what we're going to stack. When we shuffle, we're going to stack, okay, this is out of balance, it need 10 more cards, this need 100 more cards, this is whatever, right? So it's all going to be there. At that point in time, while this shuffling thing is happening, we need to take from somewhere first. And that is when this erraticness, now we start feeling it. Because there will be a push and pull, there will be tug. Whoever has it don't want it to be released. So there's a certain forcefulness. And whatever that we have to make room. But then because this is not within our control, is what the universe is, has the full picture, it's going to pull it away from us. And we thought, no, I don't have much left. I want to keep this. Don't you take that away from me. And so that ripple effect of various people at various part of the world feeling at certain moment, experiencing things being taken away, people being taken away, life being taken away, jobs being taken away. It's just that. And it causes a lot of erraticness in the timeline itself. It's all verging, and it's just really, really, it causes a lot of, you would say sometimes it can feel kind of electrifying, right? That every now and then you get a jolt of a short circuit kind of feeling. So the way to make sense of it is just to understand it. And there will be a lot of things will be removed from our life. Those that we need. If take it as, if you know that life has been really crap for you for a while now, take it as this is all good, right? Universe needs to take away things that doesn't work for us and giving us a rebirth, a new lease of life. It's different from what we used to experience, that we already don't have much and we've been taken away from us. It's like, what else do you want to take away from us? And those who have done really well and you're thinking about that, well, they have to, depends. Is your conscience clear? If your conscience is clear all along, you've been doing good, you got nothing to worry about. Better things are coming for you. Better things coming for you, but that means you got, increase in your abundance. That means you got bigger responsibility to help the rest of the world when you reach that. If your conscience hasn't been clear, well, I don't need to finish the rest of the sentence. Right? Just keep doing good. After all, we are all here to, as I say, walk each other home. So I just want everybody to know, if you're feeling uncertainty and you thought some matters from the past and why it crop up again, you have learned the lesson, why it come up again, it's frustrating as hell. And it causes a lot of anxiety. And sometimes we may have to really go through that again. Just understand that at the end of it will sort out. When I think back then in April when I have that channel message, it would take at least a couple of years soonest to see a result. But not saying that everybody is going to go through that, but on a global scale. That means the whole world, how it's going to move forward, how it's going to pick up. But there'll be people that's departing from our life, some connections that doesn't work. And don't take it on a personal level. Sometimes I think some of this connection is, let's see as maybe the other person, has a path, has to move to greener pasture, that just that we have two different goals or two different destinations, that's all. And for those who left this world because of some illness, because of some circumstances, let's understand this, that it's not, of course, isn't good feeling. Okay, to lose somebody that we care about, that is dear to us, is not a good feeling. I've been through a number of this. I know. In just a few years, in about 3 years, it was intense as hell, and I'm sure a lot of other people have at various instances experienced phases like this. But understand that it's not that they doesn't serve us the next phase. View them as each soul has their own involvement. Some of them is really the complete, right? Because the universe is reshuffling. So imagine actually you completed whatever you need to do on Earth. But because it was tipped out of balance, so you continue on. But it's actually done. And it's not forceful. I just want, whether or not you subscribe to the concept that I come to understand, each soul, okay, there are certain beliefs out there, or certain studies out there, or certain concepts out there I may subscribe partially, but this has come to my, after I spent these 2 or 3 years looking into it deeply and experiencing it and understanding it and being put through various kind of tests. So this is just my personal understanding, which I always discuss with my team of light, the divine. Of course, each of us can come to our own divine truth. As I say, I stress that. Alright? So you may or may not subscribe, it's fine. But this is according to my understanding. Each of our soul, while we may make plans before we go into any incarnation, it doesn't mean that we will be incarnated the way that we planned out for. There's always a wild card involved, and the wild card is called karma. Karma will involve all the different lifetimes and different places and different incarnation, whatever merits that we chalk up or whatever we need to so-called learn the lesson or relearn the lesson or go through another lesson with whichever other souls. So that is why we do not come out as planned. And destiny is only windows of opportunities. That means whatever that we plan in our so-called blueprint, it will happen after the card of karma is calculated. Which means for example, if you and I are supposed to meet, we will meet. We will have a connection. Whether or not you choose to stay in my life or not, that is up to our free will. That means however we're going to behave towards each other, interact with each other from then on. Right? So destiny is windows of opportunity. And then, when coming to the subject of death of the vessel for our soul to move on, it comes under the windows of opportunity. It comes under destiny. So each of us in each of our lifetime, we have, in most cases, there will be about 2 windows of opportunity. Some more than that, but there'll be at least 2. So in cases when the windows of opportunity come up, that means to aspire, our vessel aspire out of this life, the choice will be made to us at that point in time when we were in between, whether we want to go or don't want to go. Let's say it's an accident. Let's say it's some circumstances we make by choice, we decided. Let's say it's a illness. During those last moments, we have a choice. Do we want to fight for it and continue on? Or we just want to exit? We have a choice. So when you understand that, if you subscribe to this is my understanding. Each of those souls, those people that departed, they have a choice. And don't think about that they make a choice to why would they go if they enjoy it. there's a lot of love during those last moments in the reflection, the flashback. Not only, in one person, depending on how evolved the soul is, that we reflect on how much that we have to give up of the world that we have at those last moments. But the law of love is transpired between the love that we have for whoever that we care about. And those last moments we'll think about, can we fight on because my loved one needs me? Or no, I can't burden them anymore because this body has deteriorated. I'm sorry if it triggers you, but by understanding that, you understand how unconditional love can go. How much love that one person can have in our just a human capacity in a lifetime. And it all, during those last moments, there is no borders, there's no restriction. It's limitless, and everything come flooded to whoever is going through, and they make their choice. So just understand from that. But it's, as we know, it's only the soul lives on, because sometimes while yes, it's in this lifetime that they go, but when they get on the other end, they have missions, they have other purposes, they have other work to do. And by understanding that, we can come to a better comprehension of that. I hope to do another a separate podcast on this subject, which have taken these 2 or 3 years and various things that come into my understanding. But this is an important point, because I think during this time that it will be, you come to see more and more of this, and do not look at it from the point that just because the soul make their own choice at those moments, that is that. If anything falls under the eyes of the law, that means if anybody who's caused the end of their life because of certain crimes committed by other people, do not look at it as it was the soul's choice to go. No. That is their choice to go. In the eyes of the law, we are still living our human experience. We have to uphold it. We have to put people into accountability. So if somebody is implicated, or is being harmed because of crime committed by another person, whether intentional or unintentional, intentional is like car accident kind of stuff. In the eyes of the law, it stands, and that is where we, in our human experience, we have to put people into place. We can forgive the person, but then in each country, in each state, there's a law that has to be abided by, and we have to do that. So we can't say because the soul chooses to go, so we let this go. No, it doesn't work that way. Somebody committed wrongfully, a willful act of ignorance, a willful act of violence, we have to put these people in place. So likewise, this is what the universe is doing. Because of what happened in recent years, the tip out of balance, too many people involved, the fire starter, and also those other people who just be implicated, and those who just start, whether through that intentional or unintentional means, the whole world is affected. So what we could do, we just hopefully we write it out. That's all the best, but understand, as I say, it is all for the good. Just keep. It's a little difficult, definitely. But anytime you need to feel like you need help, to reach out to somebody, even though you may not have. Like in my case, I don't have much friendly or family support, that kind of stuff. There are people Likewise, try to find out other means. Reach out for help. Sometimes help comes in the most surprising way. I know, especially now the universe is reshuffling the cards. Be open to that. Don't think about pride or anything. If there's a need, please seek help in whatever areas that you need help from. And I think by end of the year it should smooth out. Of course, as I say, the whole impact will still be seen, but we continue to set intention to be in oneness. To every time we think about to let love, basically. I say this a lot, but let love be the driving force. When we let love be the driving force, everything starts to make sense. And we start to be able to accommodate a lot of the other things. So, yeah, that's basically what it is. We are crossing timelines. So that is why we're feeling, all these kind of old lessons, so-called old situations and coming up again. But there's an erraticness because we're crossing timelines, it's quite chaotic. At this point in time, it's very fast. It's almost like, all those rubber bands that we string it up like into like a skipping rope, right? When you start the one person hold one end, the other person hold the other end, you stretch it out really fast, and one person starts shaking, and then it start ripple effect. It start twirling to the other end. It's almost like that. Yeah, it's very erratic at the moment. So I just want, I wish everybody love. As cliche as it sounds, because I think the more in this current time, the more we hold the thoughts and the feelings of love, fear has no place to come in. And don't forget, energy, there's a ripple effect. Already what is happening in the Middle East, which is totally appalling, and I said it before, those people put into position of power that allow something like that to happen, that mankind has evolved to allow violence to take place and use that as a justification, I think they should be ashamed of themselves. It's absolutely disgusting. So a lot of fear has been generated from just that corner of the world, and its ripple effect throughout. So we from the outside in, those of us who can do something will do something. Those of us who at those points can hold the thoughts of love, it will ripple effect through the world. We hold the frequency of love. That is what it means. Everything that we thought of. Yeah, I mean, there will be people that annoys you on a daily basis and all this. I'm not asking you to be, saints. We are not saints. But in every other thought, love to yourself. We should be kind and give ourselves love. And we begin with that. And of course, anybody is dear to us. And in this current time, I always encourage people to say what you want to say, to express yourself in any forms that you wish. Positive expression. I'm not talking about you're angry, there's a lot of people going around and start being horrible, to being mean to other people. We don't need that. But any thoughts and care or expression in your own way, whatever it shows. There's a lot of changes happening very quick. Don't wait till a point in time that you thought, I wish I've said something to somebody. Every time we say positive expression, when we do positive expression, words of love, it carries an energy as well. So it should be said more than what we think that we should. So on that note, I wish everybody just keep calm. I know that's the best that we can do. We hold the frequency of love. We do things that we can. It's coming to year end. Let's try to enjoy as much as we can. Those who are in a better position that you can provide for those lesser ones, let's do something. even in a small manner, even if it's just cooking and an extra bake an extra cake for your neighbor or something like that. Every of these little thought that we do, little action, it means so much to the other person. You may think that it doesn't mean much to you, it means a lot to whoever in those positions that they felt alone. And on those notes, I shall end here, and I wish everybody all the best. And I just want to say, as I say, words of expression. I can't thank you enough for giving me all this support. Those who, of course, those who know me and those who know my Allure X Alchemy and and my personal endeavor and all this. But all my genuine heartfelt. And I shall say, let me get the ball rolling. I love you. And I love you, and I love you, and I love you. And I love every single soul of you. We all can live to our best version of ourselves if we allow it. So let's be each other's cheerleader, physically or spiritually. So thank you so much for listening to my podcast, Soulosophy. If you have any topic that you would like me to explore, or any questions, and that you think that maybe I could help with it, drop me an email or comments within this video, and see whether we can explore it together. So I look forward to seeing you. Yes, as I say before, I can see you. See you again on my podcast, Soulosophy. And the next time you come around, remember to free your mind, open your heart, and explore with me at Allure X Alchemy. So this is Gloria signing out, and I wish you a good day.